welcome to Express News. In the next half an hour, we'll get you all the latest news and updates. My name is Abhishek Mahajan. We'll start with the top story. Prime Minister Dasho sharing top gear of Bhutan called on President Draupadi Murmu at Rashtrapati Bhavan. The President said that India is privileged to partner with Bhutan in development cooperation sector and prosperity of the people of Bhutan. Bhutan's Prime Minister sharing top gear also visited Rajghat in the national capital, where he paid homage to Father of the Nation, Mahatma Gandhi. India's President Draupadi Murmu graced the World Spiritual Mahotsav in the South Indian city of Hyderabad. The event is bringing over 300 spiritual gurus from all faiths and beliefs to one platform at the world's largest meditation center. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a public meeting in southern state of Tamil Nadu. The women Bharatiya Janata Party leaders felicitated and welcomed PM Modi during the public rally in state's Kanyakumari city. PM Narendra Modi holds a massive roadshow in Hyderabad, Telangana. Thousands gathered to welcome PM. Prime Minister addressed a public meeting in Kerala. PM said that Kerala's support for the BJP will break all the previous records. Addressing the public meeting, Kerala's culture is known for honesty, but UDF and LDF parties have the complete dictionaries of scams in their names. India's External Affairs Ministry said that the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 is an internal matter. India termed US State Department statement on the implementation of CAA as misplaced, misinformed and unwarranted. In view of the ongoing developments in Haiti, a 24-hour control room has been set up at India's Ministry of External Affairs to monitor the situation and provide information and assistance. Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri announced the launch of ethanol 100 fuel that has the potential to transform transportation sector and reduce dependence on fossil fuels. Union Minister R.K. Singh launched standards and labelling program for grid-connected solar inverter. It aims to help consumers make informed choices considering cost-effectiveness and energy performance of energy-consuming appliances. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated the first dedicated building complex for the Indian Navy headquarters. The building has 3 wings and in a 4-storied configuration, which meets all the present and future requirements of the Indian Navy. The Election Commission of India will announce the schedule for this year's general elections on Saturday. The media briefing will be live streamed on social media platforms of the ECI at 3 p.m. Indian Standard Time. The newly appointed election commissioners Ganesh Kumar and Sukhbir Singh Sandhu took charge of the office on Friday in New Delhi. Supreme Court on Friday asked State Bank of India that it has to disclose the electoral bond numbers along with all the details regarding the bonds as directed by the court. India's premier hydropower company and a central public sector enterprise NHPC Limited has won the bid to develop a 200 megawatt capacity solar power project at Khavda in Kutch district of Gujarat. 11 victims of violence from Sandesh Khali met President Draupadi Murmu at Rashtrapati Bhavan. The victims submitted a memorandum to President Murmu seeking her intervention to safeguard the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe community in Sandesh Khali, West Bengal. A special yoga session was conducted on board the Indian naval ship Sujata during a port call in the Mauritian capital of Port Louis. Around 50 personnel from both the Indian Navy and the Mauritius National Coast Guard participated in this session. 6 heritage properties from the Indian state of Madhya Pradesh have been added to India's tentative list by UNESCO's World Heritage Center. The 6 heritage properties from Madhya Pradesh include Gwalior Fort and rock art sites of the Chambal Valley. The Reserve Bank of India has been selected for the Risk Manager Award by Central Banking London as part of Central Banking Awards 2024 for rolling out a new enterprise-wide risk management framework across the organization. Indian benchmark indices ended in red. Sensex dropped 453 points to settle at 72,643. Nifty declines 123 points to end at 22,023. Indian rupee falls 4 paise to close at 82.88 against the US dollar. Gold future maturing on 5th April stood at 65,649 rupees per 10 grams on Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Silver futures maturing on 3rd of May stood at 75,526 rupees per kg on the MCX. The central government has reduced the price of petrol and diesel by 2 rupees. The new prices come into effect from today. In Delhi, the price reduced from rupees 96.72 to rupees 94.72 per litre. India recorded highest monthly merchandise exports in February at USD 41.4 billion. It has increased by 11.86% in February last year. India approved e-vehicle policy to promote the country as a manufacturing destination for electric vehicles. Companies that set up manufacturing facilities for e-vehicles will be allowed limited imports of cars at lower custom duty. Bitcoin eased to a one-week low in volatile trade on Friday as US inflation signals prospect of early rate cuts. Bitcoin fell more than 5% in the Asian session to bottom at $66,629. American multinational financial institution JP Morgan Chase and Company has been fined $348.2 million by US bank regulators over its inadequate program to monitor firm and client trading activities for market misconduct. Israel has rejected Hamas' proposal of Gaza ceasefire to mediators. Hamas proposed a ceasefire proposal to mediators offering to release Israeli hostages in exchange for 700 to 1,000 prisoner release. A humanitarian aid ship carrying 200 tons of food from Cyprus arrived off Gaza coast on Friday, testing a new aid delivery route. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has convened a war cabinet on Friday at the IDF headquarters in Tel Aviv. Israeli lawmakers on Wednesday gave their final approval to an amended 2024 state budget to fund its operations in Gaza. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has appointed longtime economic advisor Mohammed Mustafa to be the next Prime Minister to reform the Palestinian Authority. Australia has resumed funding to the United Nations Palestinian Relief Agency after additional safeguards were implemented to ensure credibility. The US military on Thursday destroyed anti-ship missiles and drones in Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen after the group fired missiles towards the Gulf of Aden and Red Sea. Former US President and current Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump's request to dismiss a criminal case against him has been denied by a Florida judge. Voting is underway in Russia's presidential elections that will be held across 3 days, with incumbent Vladimir Putin certain to win for a record fifth term. The Russian Defense Ministry on Friday said that it shot down 7 Ukraine-launched missiles over Russia's Belgorod region. 3 children were killed in Ukrainian shelling at an apartment building in the Russian-held city of Donetsk on Thursday. French President Emmanuel Macron warned Europe to be prepared for war if it wants peace, citing that Russia would not stop if it defeated Ukraine in the ongoing conflict. Secretary General of NATO Jens Stoltenberg criticized NATO members on Thursday for not providing enough support to Ukraine as it's running out of ammunition in its 2-year-old conflict with Russia. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is set to meet U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken early next week to tackle cooperation and security matters. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz is hosting his French and Polish counterparts in Berlin on Friday to project European unity for Ukraine after weeks of friction between the allies. China, Iran and Russia conducted a 4-day joint naval drill from the 11th to 15th March near the Gulf of Oman. The trilateral event concluded on Friday. A U.S. Special Operations MC-130 aircraft practiced airdrops with South Korean commandos on Thursday, the last day of the Freedom Shield exercises. In a tragic incident, almost 60 people drowned from a vessel carrying migrants across the central Mediterranean from Libya to Italy. Unidentified attackers in Somalia's capital stormed a hotel near the president's office on Thursday. Al-Qaeda-linked terrorist group Al-Shabaab later claimed responsibility for the raid. Argentina Senate voted to reject President Javier Milei's December presidential decree that rolled out a series of economic reforms. Colorado on Thursday witnessed severe snowstorm causing power outages, roadblocks and flight delays. Several ski slopes in Colorado remain closed while Denver International Airport cancelled over 800 flights. The snowfall is expected to ease from Friday. Argentina is grappling with the aftermath of intense rains with reconstruction work in areas that were damaged due to heavy downpour in past week. Authorities in Buenos Aires have put the city on yellow alert with warning of potential damages and disruption in daily life activities over the next few days. A massive wildfire spread in the middle of a dense residential area in Chile's central port city of Valparaiso, with firefighters working to put out the blaze. Deadly wildfires are expected to become more likely in the South American country as the world becomes hotter and drier with climate change. Severe weather has wreaked havoc across parts of the Midwest in the United States, with tornadoes touching down in Indiana and nearby states on Thursday. The workers removed mud from Lapa after heavy rains continued unabatedly in Bolivia's capital, damaging nearby houses. Vietnamese farmers in the Mekong Delta have been severely affected by drought and salinization, forcing them to adapt practices like rice crop rotation and goat raising as an alternative to livestock to suit nature's whims. Australian researchers have found coral bleaching around 6 islands in the far northern parts of the Great Barrier Reef, signalling greater dangers for the reef and the possibility of crossing points of no return in the climate system. Scientists in the Antarctic have warned of the spread of a deadly bird flu virus after the disease was first detected on the frozen continent's mainland last month. The spread of virus, which has decimated bird populations worldwide, has raised alarms about its potential impact on the frozen region's huge penguin colonies. SpaceX Starship rocket, designed to send astronauts to the moon and beyond, completed nearly an entire test flight on its third try on Thursday, but was destroyed during the re-entry. An Indian tribal painting exhibition focused on the language, literature and culture of the East Indian state of Odisha was inaugurated in Dubai on Thursday. Consul General of India in Dubai, Satish Kumar Shivan, inaugurated the exhibition that had 15 tribal artists of Odisha exhibited their paintings before a global audience. Herbal Holi, a festival of colors, was celebrated in the North Indian city of Mathura, where people gathered in large numbers to play with organic colors and flowers. Rio's luxury palace hotel opened French artist Daniel Buren's artwork displaying chromatic facade balconies as part of a World Scattered 6 Art Pieces project. The popular UNESCO-certified World Heritage Site Dubrovnik plans to stop issuing new private rental permits as it seeks to attract back locals who have been priced out of its historic old town. The city has already begun buying apartments offered to young families under a 10-year lease and will ban the short-term lease of flats in large apartment buildings. A Ukrainian soldier's artwork made out of raw materials and a block flute was exhibited at the 11th century St. Sophia Cathedral in Kiev. The Concorde supersonic aircraft housed at the Intrepid Museum since 2003 returned to its home at the Intrepid Museum in Manhattan after repair and restoration. Chinese and UK book publishers said at the ongoing London Book Fair that the event helped engage the two countries' industry insiders in conversations on content recreation and adaptation. Japan's Yasukuni Shrine picked Omyo Otsuka, former military commander, as its chief priest. This marks the first time since 1978 for an ex-military official to assume the post. Indian Ministry of Minority Affairs has approved a proposal from the University of Delhi to establish the Center for Advanced Studies in Buddhism. The university will collaborate with subject matter expertise on research projects related to Buddhist studies. World is celebrating Sleep Day 2024 on Friday to promote awareness of critical sleep-related issues. The theme this year is Sleep Equity for Global Health. India, along with the United States and 53 other members, have proposed the first United Nations resolution on artificial intelligence aimed at ensuring the new technology is safe and has equal access. Canada-based company Waymo has launched a phone service in Nigeria which allows people in remote locations with no internet service to access AI technology. A shop in Brussels is selling still sealed, lost or returned Amazon parcels at discounted price as the company signed a deal with the US e-commerce giant on this front. McDonald's Japan halted operations at many stores worldwide or nationwide on Friday due to a system disruption. Sales at around 3,000 shops of the chain in Japan were affected. Bollywood actor Shahid Kapoor, who was most recently seen in the science fiction romantic comedy, is now back on the set of his upcoming action thriller Deva. Bollywood actor Sonu Sood shared the first look of his upcoming action entertainer Fateh, announcing that the teaser of the film will be released on Saturday. Actor Nitya Menon bags main lead in a Tamil film written and directed by debutant Kamini. Film will be produced by BGN, Aditya Jaisingh and Ramki. The motion poster of The Defective Detectives is out. Starring actor Siddharth Jadhav, John Lever film is scheduled for release on April 5th. Sony Pictures International Productions will collaborate with Brewing Thoughts P Limited and Madhubala Ventures for Madhubala biopic. Model and photographer Patty Boyd is selling handwritten lyrics and personal letters that reveal her relationships over years. More than 100 lots including jewelry, clothes, handwritten lyrics and drawings by Harrison are for sale as auction will last until March 22nd. Grammy-winning singer Norah Jones surprised onlookers as she sings her famous hits in a London train station. Jones travelled from Paris on the Eurostar to the London railway station. The star-studded cast of film Ghostbusters Frozen Empire dazzled as they hit the red carpet for premiere of the film in New York on Thursday. Original Ghostbusters cast members including Bill Murray joined the new batch of actors including Paul Rudd, Finn Wolfhard. The film is set for release on 22nd March. UEFA Champions League quarterfinals draw are out. Defending champions Manchester City will play record winners Real Madrid in the Champions League quarterfinals, while Barcelona will take on Paris Saint-Germain. Arsenal have been drawn with Bayern Munich, while Atletico Madrid face Bundesliga side Borussia Dortmund. World Soccer's governing body FIFA on Thursday announced that Under-17 World Cup will be held annually instead of biennially, with the next 5 editions from 2025 to take place in Qatar. International Cricket Council has approved the qualification process for Men's T20 World Cup 2026. The 20-team tournament will be co-hosted by India and Sri Lanka. Australian wicketkeeper batter Matthew Wade on Friday said he will retire from first-class cricket but will remain available for selection in white ball formats. Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen will take on former champion Lee Zhe-Jia in the quarterfinals of the All England Open Championship on Friday. Carlos Alcaraz defeated Alexander Zverev 6-3, 6-1 to reach the semi-finals of the Indian Wells Masters on Thursday. Yannick Sinner continued his perfect start to the season by cruising into the Indian Wells semi-finals on Thursday, dispatching Jiri Leka 6-3, 6-3 to improve his win-loss record this year to 16-0. Top seed Iga Swiatek reached the semi-finals at the Indian Wells after former world number 1 Caroline Wozniacki retired due to foot injury. Swiatek will meet Kostyuk in the semi-finals. Third seed Coco Gauff beat China's Yuan Yu 6-4, 6-3 at Indian Wells on Thursday to reach the semi-finals in the Californian desert for the first time. Well, that's all we have in this edition of Express News. You stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.